Hey y'all, welcome my internet family and friends. This is Lisa with our Georgia Suburban Homestead, and I am about to harvest lemongrass leaves for tea. And I thought maybe you'd like to learn a little bit about this herb that anyone from the Caribbean or Asia is aware of and uses for both culinary and medicinal. I use it for culinary purposes in Asian curries and soups and stews, and medicinally I use the tea or just to relax, and I'll tell you why. But first, let's get cutting. Look, it's as big as I am. Here I am down on a harvesting level. Lemongrass, and some people call it fever grass, prevents the growth of some yeasts and bacteria. So it's good for that medicinally. It contains substances that may also relieve pain and swelling and fever, hence the nickname fever grass. It is rumored to alleviate problems of diabetes, or it helps lower your blood sugar by helping your body use its sugars. And it's quite a versatile herb. You can use it fresh or dried, and you can actually freeze these leaves and have a fresh flavor to them, or you can dry them and they'll be good for up to a year for hot teas. Store on the shelf really well. You can't see right now. You'll see soon what I'm laughing at. Are you joining me? Brucey, the garden cat, decided to join us. What are you doing? Anyway, you can use this in marinades, stir fries, salads, spice rubs, curry pastes. But for those type of things, you're going to use the bottom 4 inches of the stalk, and I'll show you that in a second. Right now I'm concerned with harvesting leaves for tea, which you can find to purchase on my Etsy page, which I'll put the link below. When I have it in stock, I sell it by the ounce. You can custom order however much you want, as long as I have it in stock, right? You can harvest this stuff anytime during the growth season, really. So what you want to do if you plant it in the spring is let it get at least a foot high before you start cutting the leaves back. But here in North Georgia, I do have it come back every year from the garden. But if you don't want to risk it, you can put it in a pot and bring it inside, and you can have it year-round. But in other areas that are colder than North Georgia, I'm zone 7B, you may grow it as an annual. So put it in the spring and give it plenty of sunlight, and you'll have a forest like I have. This is one plant that I planted late June, early July, and look how big it is already. Anyway, this is really easy. I'm seeing a spider egg sac up here. We'll try not to disturb that, but harvesting it is fairly easy. I'm going to take it down as low as I can reach right now. I'm putting it in a food-safe bucket, clean bucket. Are you helping? You're still helping. And it cuts really easy. A pair of shears. Then I'll go through and pick out the brown portions or the discolored leaves. Beekeepers may be interested to know that if you store some of this frozen over winter and the bees start swarming, you can put the lemongrass in the hive, just a little bit in the hive, and it helps the swarms be attracted to the hive or the new hive that you put in a box to stay home. Very simply, I have cut and cleaned out all the brown pieces I could find in this handful. And I hold that over the bucket. And cut it into sections that I think would be appropriate for a tea kettle or a teaspoon, one of those loose teaspoons that you can get with the holes in it, or a tea ball. Wish you could smell this. So you end up with a handful of little pieces, and you can go through and trim any that may have gotten through your fingers. I'm going to finish harvesting this, and then I'll show you how to harvest the bulb. See, this is the egg sac I was telling you about. I'm going to relocate it because I don't kill anything here on my homestead that I don't have to. And that'll turn into some really nice garden orb spiders next spring. Hundreds and hundreds of them in there. So I'm going to go relocate this somewhere safe. Hey, I've been out here a couple hours. I'm still not done with this first mound here. I've got probably 2.5, 3 gallons of leaf matter that will probably overflow my my 10-rack dryer, which is okay because my squeezing muscles are about done. But let me show you. Look at that. Now that'll shrink up some in the drying process to just the right size. And I'll roll it a little bit before I pack it for shipping to customers. And I wanted to show you the fleshy end of lemongrass. Now this will grow into kind of like a finger end with a smaller piece. This is the way you're used to seeing it in the grocery store, and they cut that way low to the soil surface so that it holds its moisture. But I cut mine above the soil, so this is where the soil part that you're used to seeing from the grocery store looks like. But if you cut it above, then it'll go ahead and put up more new leaves and regenerate. So once you cut this, the part you're going to use, if you're using this in a curry or freezing pieces of it to use in curries later on in the year, you should use about 4 to 6 inches of it, about that much. And if you've been throwing the rest of that lemongrass out from the grocery store, you're wasting tea potential. But there's a hard outer surface that you just simply peel off, like you're peeling a green onion. Again, don't throw it away. But you're left with a tender inner core that you're going to place on the counter and place a knife over it and pound it, or get a meat mallet and pound it and crush it, because that'll release the essential oils. And then if you're freezing it and you're not going to use that right away, then you would just cut it up maybe that fine. You see that? And throw that in your freezer bag or into your curry or soup. So the next thing I'm going to do is put these on drying racks and put them in the dryer, probably overnight at about 100, 110 degrees. You don't want it to dry out to the point where you lose all your essential oils. But when it comes out of the dryer, it gets bagged up, and I weigh it to order. I usually will keep a quart jar of it for myself for over the winter, and I blend it with other tea flavors. Like I like it with rose, combination of lemongrass, rose petals, maybe some basil, maybe a little bit of mint, spearmint or peppermint. Yeah, that's a nice heartwarming tea in the winter time. So I hope you've enjoyed the content. It's a lot of fun doing these videos. I'm hoping that people are getting things out of them, but I won't know unless you subscribe, you hit that bell and give me a thumbs up and tell me, hey, that was cool. Or if you want me to share a recipe, say so, and I'll share a recipe where I use this. And I'm sorry, I got sweat in my eye. Anyway, until next time, take care of yourselves, and we'll see ya.